Hello everyone, welcome back to the TNT Motorsports Network with the Bullring Racing Series. Round number 4 set to take action. Our Sportsman, he raced number 1, heading down the backstretch here. As Xavier Robinson set the quick time, he'll get the 5 bonus points. Noah Twister will start on the outside of him with Todd Shelton, Connor Grindstaff, and the 34th Cal Naughton Jr. Pace car pulls off. So we get ready to take the green, and the green flag's in the air. We're underway. Heading into turn number 3, Noah Twister's using the high line pretty strongly. Can he try to get the lead coming off turn number 4? It's going to look like the 3 of Xavier Robinson. He'll lead that one as Noah Twister will settle behind in position number 2. Todd Shelton's in there for spot number 3. Here comes Cal Naughton Jr. in number 34. He's riding from the 4th spot. Grindstaff rounds out the field, but the 0-1 of Todd Shelton trying to look underneath the 24 of Twister. But the 34 is trying to draft right with the 24 as we come off turn number 2. Twister trying to hold on to that second spot, but here comes Todd Shelton right down underneath him, heading into turns 3 and 4. He'll try to take over the second spot with Cal Naughton Jr. very closely watching from the 4th spot. Twister holds strong on the high side for now as we hit in turns 1 and 2, but here comes Shelton underneath on the bottom. Gets a little loose. He's a little bobbly there, but heading into turn number 3. The battle still continues as the 3 of Xavier Robinson. He'll be coming around to lead lap number 4 of this heat race. Twister now finally settles for second, but Shelton's got a hard charging number 34 of Cal Naughton Jr. from the 4th position, trying to challenge on the high side as they go into turns 3 and 4. Grindstaff just watching from spot number 5 to round out the field. Shelton has it for now, but Naughton Jr. gets a big run on the high side. Can't make it work on off turn number 2. Shelton will now settle back for spot number 3. As the 24 of Twister is now going to try to challenge and hang on. He gets a little high. Loses some ground on the 3 of Robinson. And here comes the 34 of Naughton Jr. He's looking to get underneath the 0-1 of Todd Shelton as they head into turns 3 and 4. Naughton has it for the moment, but can Todd Shelton get the run on the high side? Maybe, but it was too close to call, but Naughton Jr. had the spot coming across the line as they come off turn 2, heading into turn 3 now. Shelton still trying to hang strong on the high side, but Naughton Jr. might just be stronger on the bottom as they come off turn number 4 here with 2 laps remaining in this heat. Naughton Jr. now takes over the 3rd spot. Twister trying to reel in Robinson, but Robinson right now is just too strong as we come off turn number 4. White flag in the air for this heat race here in the Sportsman division. Coming off turn number 2, heading into turn number 3 for the final time in this heat. Your winner and starting on the pole for the Sportsman feature is the 3 of Xavier Robinson. Second will go to the 24 of Twister. Third is Naughton Jr., Todd Shelton 4th, and Connor Grindstaff will round out the rest of the field. Heat 2 for the Sportsman will be coming up next. Here we go, heat number 2, Kyle Wilford and Anthony Hurd on the front row for this one as the pace car pulls off. Turn 4, green flags in the air. Heat race number 2 for the Sportsman. Bailey had a rough start, didn't really challenge first position, but Kyle Wilford looks to have the lead coming off turn number 4, and he will coming across the line. Anthony Hurd will settle back for second. Martian Sock Puppet sitting for 3rd. Here comes NASCAR IndyCar. He gets by Bailey with ease and now challenging Sock Puppet for the 3rd spot as we head into turn number 3. Bailey trying to hold strong on that high side. The number 18 car trying to make something to work, but can't do so for the time being. Is IndyCar really trying to make the bottom work? He gets the third spot coming off turn 2. Sock Puppet's not going to answer back at all for that. Well, now he will as we head into turn number 4. And he's really now challenging for that third spot in the turns 1 and 2. The run for IndyCar is going to be too strong for the time being, but here comes Sock Puppet once again, right on the bumper that time. Can he make it work coming up corner number 4? It's still going to be IndyCar from the third spot. Right now, as that's going on in front of them, the 42 Anthony Hurd trying to reel in the 51 of Kyle Wilfred. As Anthony Hurd drifts up just a bit as they come off turn number 4. Wilfred will now lead halfway, 5 down, 5 to go in this heat race. Makes a good charge coming off turn 2, but Anthony Hurd is not letting him go that easy as we head into turns 3 and 4. Anthony Hurd again using the high side, gets really high that time off corner number 4. Trying to make something happen, but Wilfred starting to pull away just a little bit as we head into turn number 3. As IndyCar is now going to set his sights on Anthony Hurd in the 42 for position number 2. He's going to try to look on the bottom, but nothing doing there. As the 10 of Sock Puppet trying to see if he can reel in the 95 of IndyCar from the 4th spot. As Bailey in the 18 is just watching everything from the 5th position. Coming off turn number 4, Kyle Wilfred will lead here with 2 laps remaining in this heat. Anthony Hurd trying to make sure he doesn't get too far away. But he's got a hot NASCAR, IndyCar, and Sock Puppet right behind him from position 3 and 4. And IndyCar drifts way up. Sock Puppet's going to look underneath him off turn number 4. But the white flag's in the air one more time around in this heat race. IndyCar holding strong for now, but Sock Puppet's still right there as they come off turn number 2 for the final time. On into turns 3 and 4. Your winner in heat race number 2 is going to be the 51 of Kyle Wilfred. Second will be Anthony Hurd. Third, it looks like NASCAR, IndyCar just got it. Martian Sock Puppet will finish in 4th, and Bailey will round out the rest of the field. Up next will be 2 heats of the mighty modifieds. Here we go, heat race number 1 for the modifieds. 10 laps is the distance with Rusty Broussard on pole for this one. He gets the 5 bonus points for setting the quick time. Noah Wister starts on the outside of him in row 1. Row 2 is LG Toledo and Jordan Fixon. Row 3 is NASCAR IndyCar with Connor Grindstaff. Row 4 is Anthony Hernandez and Taz Taylor and Max Fye to round out the rest of the field. As they come off turn number 4, pace car is going to pull in, looking for the green. And they are underway. The modifieds are green. Broussard gets a good jump for the lead, but here comes Twister in the high side coming up corner number 4, as Broussard will lead lap number 1. Twister sitting right there for second. Toledo's looking on the bottom for the second spot as we head down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Fixon's trying to hold off the 48 of NASCAR IndyCar for the 4th spot. He's holding strong, but IndyCar may have a huge run coming off corner number 4. Too close to call that time, and Fixon just holds off the 48 of IndyCar, but IndyCar is now looking to take over the 4th spot for good, and he does in the turn number 3, but Fixon gets a huge run on the high side there as we come off turn number 4. Trying to hold on. Right now, the battle also behind them is between Anthony Hernandez with Connor Grindstaff. Hernandez gets by Grindstaff, but here comes Fye on the inside of the 192. He's going to pick up position number 7. as we head into turn number 3. The battle still continues between Fixin and IndyCar for position 4 and 5. IndyCar has it now as Fixin's probably going to settle right behind him, but Anthony Hernandez is right there. Here comes Max 5. He checks up just a bit coming off the corner. And it's so far paying off because he gets underneath Anthony Hernandez for the position. Looking for another spot as we head into turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Dwister's right on the bumper of the 42 of LG Toledo in turn number 2. Looking to get the second spot back as we head into turns 3 and 4. He's looking on the bottom with Toledo trying to hold strong on the high side. As we come off turn number 4. Broussard starting to pull away in the number 55. But Dwister gets a big run, making sure he doesn't get too far away. Toledo will settle back for 3rd. As we're coming around with 3 laps remaining here in this heat, Rusty Broussard continues to lead the way. Dwister settles for 2nd with Toledo in 3rd, IndyCar in 4th, Fixin in 5th. Hernandez in 6th, 7th is trying to beat Taylor as he's trying to get underneath 5 and get by him for the spot. 5 so far holding strong, but Taylor might have it coming across the line there. And he does. Meanwhile, looking towards the front. Dwister's going to look on the high side for the race lead off corner number 4. White flags in the air in this heat race. One more time around. Broussard's been holding strong so far. Dwister's reeled him in. He's got towards the back bumper of him coming into turn number 3. And coming off turn number 4, it's going to look like Rusty Broussard will pick up the heat race win. Second will go to Noah Dwister. Toledo in 3rd, IndyCar 4th, Fixin round out the top 5 with Hernandez, Vi, Taylor, and Grindstaff to round out the field. Up next, modified heat race number 2. Here we go, heat race number 2. And look at the front row for this one. Anthony Hurd on the high side with Kyle Morris on pole. Your 2 feature winners thus far this season. But they got hard-charging Bailey in the 88 on the inside of row 2. Jolteon Fast will be on the outside of him. Scott McCann and Xavier Robinson in row number 3. William Fusion and Big Ben in row 4. And Creed Daniel to round out the field. Pace car pulls off. Here we go. Green flags in the air. Heat race number 2 is underway. Coming off turn number 4 for the first time, Kyle Morris will lead the way. Anthony Hurd will settle right there for 2nd. Bailey will sit there from spot number 3 in the number 88 car. He's right there on the bumper of Anthony Hurd, but here comes Scott McCann as well, looking for that 3rd spot. And the 61 car looking underneath the 88 of Bailey as we come off turn number 4. Battles behind them is between Fusion with Jolteon Fast, and then Creed Daniel in the 65 with the 29 Xavier Robinson. Big Ben's watching from the back of the pack as we head down turn number 2, down the backstretch, heading into turn 3. And here we go, Anthony Hurd looking on the high side of Kyle Morris. Can't make it work as Morris is too strong on the bottom. As Hurd will now settle for 2nd for the time being. Scott McCann, meanwhile, gets by the 88 of Bailey. That's for position number 3. As Bailey drifts up to the high side, but he's got to watch out. It's the 39 of Fusion's going to be right there if he keeps it up. As Creed Daniel gets by the 17 of Jolteon Fast coming off turn number 2. That's for the 6th position. But Jolteon's trying to hang on the high side coming off turn number 4. Anthony Hurd's trying to make the outside work again in the 52, trying to find a way around the 18 of Kyle Morris. Nothing doing there, but Scott McCann, the 61, is right there knocking on the door from the 3rd spot. Bailey so far holding strong, but losing ground from the top three, with William Fusion right there on his bumper as we come down the front stretch, heading into turns 1 and 2. Jolteon Fast still trying to hold off the 65 of Creed Daniel for the 6th spot. So far, he has held him off. Creed Daniel still fighting hard on the bottom. And here comes the 61 of McCann. He's getting right there with Anthony Hurd. But Hurd pulls away a little bit as he's trying to reel in the 18 of Kyle Morris coming off turn number 2. He's getting there right on the bumper, heading off turn number 4. We're going to have 2 laps remaining this time by. Can Kyle Morris hang on for the heat win? Anthony Hurd still knocking on the door from second. Scott McCann patiently waiting from position number 3. Bailey's gotten away from the 39 of Fusion and will sit comfortably in 4th for the time being. As we come off turn number 4, white flags in the air one more time around. You can throw a blanket over these 3, that's how close they are. As they head into turns 3 and 4 for the final time, it's going to look like the 18 of Kyle Morris will pick up the win, with Anthony Hurd in 2nd, Scott McCann 3rd, Bailey 4th, Fusion 5th, then Creed Daniel, Big Ben, Jolteon Fast, and Xavier Robinson to round out the field. Up next will be the Sportsman feature event. Here we go. 20 laps of Sportsman action. And the feature event with Xavier Robinson and Kyle Wilford on the front row. Owen Wister and Anthony Hurd in row number 2. Cal Naughton Jr. in NASCAR IndyCar in row number 3. Todd Shelton and Sock Puppet in row number 4. And then the 23 of Grindstaff and the 18 of Bailey to round out the field. Pace car set to pull off to your turn number 4. Let the Days of Thunder roll on. The Sportsmen are green. Off turn number 4 for the first time is going to be Xavier Robinson leading the way. Right there for the 2nd spot. Wilfred's going to try to hold the bottom, but can't make it work as the door opens up for Dwister coming off turn number 2 from the 3rd spot. He'll look to challenge for 2nd with Cal Naughton Jr. right on his bumper, the number 34, and he sits in 4th at the moment. The battle for 5th continues behind him as the 42 of Anthony Hurd trying to hold off the 0-1 of Todd Shelton as we head into turns 1 and 2. Twister's trying to hang on there, but Wilfred gets a huge run on the high side. He'll try to throw the block in the middle of 3 and 4. He'll hold on for 2nd, but meanwhile, the 3 of Xavier Robinson holding his ground. He's starting to pull away just a little bit coming off turn number 2, heading down the backstretch. Wilfred will now try to run him down to the 51, so is the 24 of Twister from the 3rd spot. Cal Naughton Jr. sits quietly from 4th, but Shelton and Anthony Hurd still battling for 4th and 5th coming off turn number 4. Shelton holding the bottom, and Anthony Hurd on the high side. Grindstaff in the 23 is now moved up a few spots, as he's now up to 7th. Here comes Bailey, the 18, who started dead last in this feature. He's now up to 8th, but he's now trying to hold off the 95 NASCAR IndyCar on the high side. As we head off the corner, Bailey gets a huge run. Grindstaff bobbled just a little bit in turn number 2. As Bailey's trying to hold on or get the spot away from Grindstaff. Anthony Hurd gets pushed back to 6th as Todd Shelton now moves up to 5th and now looking for 4th around the 34 of Cal Naughton Jr. But Jr.'s trying to hold off, and he will coming off the corner. Twister's right there for the 3rd spot. Kyle Wilfred still trying to reel in the 3 of Xavier Robinson. Robinson trying to pull off the big sweep that no one in either division, I believe, has done this season. pull the quick time, win the heat, and win the feature. But he's got 12 laps left to do so. Pulling away strong. Kyle Wilfred into the 51, trying to reel him in. He's starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Worcester's got a mirror full of the 34 of Naughton Jr. as we head off the corner. Trying to challenge for the third spot. Worcester pulls away just a bit for the time being. Bailey's now trying to see if he can find a way around the 0-1 of Todd Shelton to get into the top 5. But meanwhile, further back is Grindstaff's now moved up to the 7th spot. IndyCar was trying to challenge, but Anthony Hurd unfortunately has not had the luck here in the 42. He started up to the 4th spot. Hasn't made anything work as he's back to 9th right now. Everyone's sitting quietly for now. As Xavier Robinson still trying to hold on to the number 3 car. As he comes off turn number 4. He'll lead with now 8 laps remaining. Wilfred still sitting for second. Twister still has a mirror full of Naughton Jr. as he's trying to hold on to the 3rd spot. Todd Shelton hanging on from 5th, but he's got Bailey right on his bumper as well. And hang on, NASCAR IndyCar, go way up there, buddy. Coming off corner number 4. As he still hangs on to the 8th spot with Anthony Hurd now getting on his bumper from the 9th spot. Here comes Naughton Jr. trying to get the high side of work as he's trying to get around the 24 of Twister as we come off the corner. Trying to see if he can make something work. So far, he's got nothing to work here to get around the 24 of Worcester. But here comes the 18 of Bailey. He'll try to see if he can get the high side of work to crack into the top 5. He's looking up high. He's got a run going, but Shelton holds him off for the time being, coming off turn number 2. Here comes the 34 of Naughton Jr. trying to hang on from the 4th spot. Looking to get the 3rd position, but Twister pulling away just a little bit. Gets a gap in between himself and Naughton, but Naughton's right there in turn number 2. But all this is still happening behind the 3 of Xavier Robinson. As he comes off corner number 4, he'll get 3 laps remaining this time by. Wilfred sitting comfortably and strongly in the 2nd spot. As he is trying to reel in the 3 of Robinson, but Robinson's just too strong here. As we're going to come around with 2 laps to go. Here comes Naughton Jr. in the high side. Can he make it work this time? No, he can't. Trying to get the 3rd spot away. Nothing to it there. Todd Shelton will be looks like he's going to be knocking on the door here shortly from the 5th spot as the white flag is waving one more time around in this feature. Xavier Robinson about to do something no one else has done this season from either division as he comes around turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checker flag waving, the 3 of Xavier Robinson picks up the win. Kyle Wilfred will finish in 2nd. 3rd will be Noah Twister. Todd Shelton at the line gets the 4th spot. Cal Naughton Jr. will finish in 5th. Bailey 6th. Grindstaff, IndyCar, Anthony Hurd, and Martian Sock Puppet will round out the field. Up next will be your Mighty Modified feature event. Alrighty, Modifieds ready to rumble here. 20 laps of distance instead of their normal 30 lap feature. Who's going to join Kyle Morris and Anthony Hurd as guaranteed top 10 starters for the main event in the season finale at the Chili Bowl? Anthony Hurd looking to make it 3 in a row. But here we go. Pace cars pulling off. The mighty modifieds are ready to rumble. Race fans, it's showtime! Off turns 3 and 4 for the first time. It's going to be the 55 of Rusty Broussard leading the way. Kyle Morris in the 18 will settle for second for right now as we head off turn number 4. Meanwhile, the battle for third is between the 30 of Noah Twister and the 52 of Anthony Hurd. Who's going to prevail as everyone else is still battling for positions. Almost a 3 wide back further. They involved with IndyCar, Bailey, and Vixen. Thank God there wasn't a 3 wide, but there's a 3 wide behind them, it looks like. Big Ben, Max Vi, and Creed Daniel. My goodness, they're really charging for this one. As we have 3 laps completed here. With Scott McCann trying to get on the 52 of Anthony Hurd, he settles back in the 5th spot. LJ Toledo now in the 4th spot. Noah Twister sitting in 3rd. Kyle Morris in 2nd. Rusty Broussard starting to pull away in the number 55. Looking to become the first modified driver to sweep. Get a complete sweep here in the season. But Kyle Morris wouldn't count him out yet. The Twister still hard charging from the 3rd spot. Toledo trying to get something rolling, the number 42 sitting from 4th. Anthony Hurd now back in 5th with Jordan Fixon at number 23 sitting in 6th. Bailey looking underneath the 61 of Scott McCann for positions. We head into turns 3 and 4. He's trying to get around the 61 for right now, but McCann still holding strong. But Bailey gets a spot across the line there. And McCann loses round of the 88 Bailey and now has to deal with the 39 of William Fusion as he gets underneath the 61 of Scott McCann and gets by. Anthony Hernandez in the 8th underneath the 61 of McCann now. McCann's holding strong there as he's going to have to settle back for the 9th position. Bailey in the 88 reeling in the 23 of Vixen. He's right there on the bumper. The question is going to be, can he make that work? But right now, the lead is still the 55 of Rusty Broussard with Kyle Morris in the 18 trying to gain ground on him. See if he can get his 2nd win of the season here. But here comes LJ Toledo, the number 42. He's on the high side trying to get around the 30 of Noah Twister. Couldn't get anything to work there. It's the 52 of Anthony Hurd. He's sitting from 5th as he's now going to try to see if he can get around for 4th. He's getting underneath, heading into turn number 3. Looking to get that 4th spot. Plus, he doesn't want to get too many points further behind from the 18 of Kyle Morris in the championship battle. As he's looking underneath, he's got the spot by a wheel at the moment, but Toledo's trying to hold strong. Vixen just watching from the 5th position as we head into turns 1 and 2. Anthony Hurd gets by Toledo's. Now he's going to try to get underneath the 30 of Noah Twister for the 3rd spot. Heading into the turns 3 and 4. He's trying to reel him in. Kyle Morris in the 18. It looks like he's starting to reel in the leader of Rusty Broussard, number 55. Not letting him go, but Broussard's so far hitting his marks, trying to hang on. As we come off turn number 4, we'll have 7 laps remaining this time by. Anthony Hurd gets by Twister for 3rd. But here comes Anthony Hernandez in the number 8. Looks like he's on the hard charge. So is the 65 of Creed Daniel. Trying to get into the top 10 here. Here comes Bailey in the 88 looking underneath the 23 of Vixen, but Vixen's too strong at the moment. And Fixin bobbles a little bit. That opens the door for Bailey, heading off turn number 2. Trying to get the position away from the 23 of Fixin. This is the battle is for 6th right now. As we come off the corner with the final 5 laps in this feature. Here comes Scott McCann in number 61. He now is going to try to get around the 23 of Fixin as Fixin lost his spot to Bailey. Scott McCann still right there with the 23 of Fixin. As we come off turn number 4, that position is for 7th right now. Fixin has it, but McCann wants it. He's got the spot heading off turn number 2, but can Fixin hold off on the high side? No, he can't. As Bailey in the 88 is now going to look underneath the 42 of Toledo as Anthony Hurd got way up there. Surprised Twister wasn't underneath him. But Bailey in the 88 now gets by Toledo for position number 5. Toledo now moving up towards the high side. McCann's looking underneath. Looking for position number 6. Meanwhile, as we head towards the front, as Broussard comes around turns 3 and 4, looking for the white flag. One more time around in this modified feature. Kyle Morris still trying to reel him in, but I don't think he's gonna make anything happen. As Broussard comes into turns 3 and 4 for the final time, he will get a top 10 starting position at the Chili Bowl for the season finale, and he comes home the winner here at Oswego. Kyle Morris will finish in 2nd, Anthony Hurd will finish in 3rd, Twister 4th, Bailey 5th, Toledo, McCann, Fixin, Hernandez, and William Fusion to round out the rest of the field. Or the rest of the top 10, actually. The rest of the field will show on the top left corner of your screen. And thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We'll be back at it next week from Motorsports Speedway, I believe. And don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube for more content. And then follow me on Twitter at TNT Network 61 for more. Thank you so much. Have a good night.